Ladies and gentlemen, I've spent the last hour and 40 minutes auditing just ARR, which is exactly why I didn't do it last time, by the way. No delaying this time. We're doing this for realsies style. No matter how late it makes me. But it was requested I do this on camera, and on camera I shall do it. Furnace is roaring and ready. Let me have them space rocks. Here you go. Right, send for his lordship and we can break out the hammer and tongs. You know, if I'm being totally honest, I should probably give Titan another negative. It just occurred to me. Success! Our collaborative masterpiece taken to new heights. The pair of amazing Manderville chakrams. Ah, they're alright. Why is nobody wearing clothing around here? What did I tell you? 'Tis the undeniable results of your martial awakening. I still have my doubts on that front, but oh, it is a thing of beauty nonetheless. On the topic of masterpieces lore, should you desire to refine any other armaments, pray call upon my artisanal protege here. He too has found enlightenment in the crucible of battle, and stands ready with a clear mind and steady hand. I would rather die. Well, I'll be around as usual to make sure it all meets my demanding standards. Are you pleased with your weapon's new appearance, by the by? Or are you more enamored with its previous incarnation? Oh, I do understand the attraction of simple elegance. That's why we began offering a line of Manderville weapon replicas. Yeah, it's cool. I've done relics before, thanks. Yep, nope. I missed a negative. God damn it. Whatever. I thought Rowena was a glutton for commerce. Dude, he's rich. Merchant talk aside, how much longer till we properly perfect your ancestors' creation? I get the feeling we've barely scratched the surface. An excellent question. A difficult one to answer. In breaking the cipher, I've come to realize the manual is but the first part of an incomplete set. Incomplete? You can't be serious with the bloody rest of it, then. Presently unknown. Finally, the continuation of Godbrand's guide shall consume my waking hours. Ah, and occupying a table at the Mayhem will consume mine. You're lucky they've got an impressive selection of spirits. Once again, I do apologize for the delays. Fare thee well. Put on some pants. Oh, it's you. I suppose that bespectacled fop did mention he makes some kind of breakthrough and needed to round up the usual suspects. Oh, welcome, welcome. I do hope you're prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. Oh, God damn it. I have been so busy, Ciela, that I didn't eat breakfast this morning. No, I'm angry because I have had so little time lately. So little time. I have, my laundry list is getting much worse. It's not an FF14 problem. It's been a problem for the last several weeks at this point. I'm putting up the post right now. Spoilers, I'm going to heat something up for lunch, and that's it, because I have work to do. What is this month? No, I've got some really good stew dipped over mashed potatoes. It'll be a great leftovers. Beef stew, if anyone's curious. I love how Patreon's, like, interface just keeps getting worse, like, every year. Patreon used to be pretty simple and solid. And then they're like, let's update it. And then it's worse. They're like, let's update it. And then it's worse. And I was like, let's update it. It's worse. It just keeps getting worse and 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 worse. Thank you, Judo Joker, very, very much for your support. I do always appreciate. I will put that towards... Yeah, you'll notice I don't really use Patreon. Not really. It's a great way for people to, you know, give me money on a regular basis as a subscription fee. But I try to disengage from the actual Patreon site and using Patreon as the vehicle of content as much as possible, because it's awful. I've put that towards Hitman 3, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, and Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Thank you. Again. Okay. Where the hell was I? As for why Godbert abandoned his ciphered journals, 'twould seem he desired the greater security afforded by the relic recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge falling into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Yeah, it's a relic, I get it. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration of the weapon's design. Godbrand understood that individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's base qualities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil called Maxalamanderville. By subtly adjusting the precise ratio of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit. More bloody oil. The oil's chief ingredient is once again derived from a meteorite, specifically a chondrite, with amplified properties. So many out-of-this-world materials, but 'tis unsurprising now that we know the alien origin of Godbrand's weapon-smithing techniques. Alien origin. Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. As has been customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources while you supply the chondrite. Oh, I bloody love it custom. Me and a man of your means, I reckon you could buy a mountain of them space rocks. And I would gladly do so, except the merchant in question will accept not less but than a specific type of tombstone in trade. Yeah. Go do dungeons and raids and get tombstones and blah, blah, blah. Although I had a thought. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I keep getting the distinct impression you've lost interest in this project. You bloody think? Look, I took this job to pay off my drinking debts. Then I managed that. I've no desire to keep working for an underdressed, overprimped, pretentious oss. I see. Even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect your smithing behavior, or endeavor. Let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several, as circumstance dictate, all at my expense, of course. Liquor, is it? Well, you'd best be bringing your biggest purse. Or you must join us. If you'd be so kind to secure a table at the Mayhain, I'll be along in short order. The hammering continues. Oh God! Why, Giga? What did I do? By the way, happy birthday, Spartan. Yeah, doink! Thud. I mean, Godbert's actually kind of legit. He's one of the decent rich people in this setting, and there's not a lot of them. So it doesn't surprise me that he would try to reach out to and, you know, meet Geralt halfway rather than just be like, do as you're told, boy. Is this it? Sorry, I'm looking something up. I do apologize. Count Fultem, even though we lost him. The Chais, and weirdly enough, the rich Lalafell who hangs out around Costa del Sol, whose name I can't think of. He's actually pretty cool. Like, he's a rich snob, but he's not evil, and I know that sounds. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's true. Like, every time... this came up even in ARR. Every time something happens where, like, you know, we have to run around, he actually apologizes. He's like, look, I'm sorry, I had no idea you were being made to do these stupid side quests. And he treats us with respect and insists on paying every time. I mean, you'd think that, Leander, but reality doesn't seem to conform to that. I do apologize for pausing it for a moment again, but I need to look something up. Because I'm pretty sure that I could just swap classes in midstream. And I've decided after some thought I want to do that. Because I already have dancer weapons I'm very happy with. And this is pure cosmetics, so I don't care about anything else. Tell you what, Giga, I'll have lunch. How's that sound? Just do a quick test. Let's see what happens here. That's what I thought. Okay. Moving on, as they say. What am I bringing? So I still need to try Reaper and Black Mage and Astrologian. What do you need me as? Looks like you need me as a healer. So it looks like we'll be bringing the Astrologian. Okay, we have Signs of Master Claudian. Sounds good. Speaking of terrible, terrible songs. Not this one. The frog one. Why is this way over here? What are those hanging from? I thank you for answering my summons with haste. Let us forego formalities and jump straight to the heart of the matter. Namely, the whereabouts of Professor Claudian, who has not been seen since his ill-advised journey to Azizla. A subsequent expedition discovered an airship in the vicinity of the Ether Chemical Research Facility. The vessel clearly belonged to the professor. He was nowhere to be found. There were signs that someone, perhaps the man himself, had forced their way into the facility, so the trail was duly followed. However, the trail led nowhere in the most literal sense. It was as though an entire sector of the facility had been wrested from existence. Further investigation confirmed the expedition's party's suspicions. Nigh on the entire sector of Azizla has been teleported elsewhere. Teleported to where? We believe its destination was none other than the Ethereal Sea. Here, where its Allegan facilities reconstituted as the Halls of Pandemonium, to great success, as you can see. So Professor Claudian's in there, in that monstrous fortress? That's our leading theory. We are certain enough, at least, to risk sending you into its depths in search of the missing man. Yet before we do, there's another pressing matter. Yes, I'm having sex with your wife. No, I'm not going to stop. While Pandemonium may appear firmly sealed, an unknown entity was recently spied crawling forth from its gates. We observed its behavior through the Asia-scope, and to our horror witnessed it gorging on the surrounding ether like a ravenous beast. What? They must be stopped. The ethereal sea harbors the souls of the departed. 'Tis the wellspring from which all creatures are born. If its flow were disturbed, life itself might cease to be. Precisely. Its safety must be our first priority. Rid us of this menace lore, and we'll be at liberty to investigate what wicked machinations are afoot. The memory crystal was recovered from Claudian's airship. Take it with you. It may yet provide some insight into the enigma of Pandemonium. Without Themis, there will be no army of phantom warriors. I realize you're more than capable of combat, but you sure you'll be right? Yes. That's the spirit. I would lend you my arms, but I believe I'll be more useful in the provision of support and non-martial. That was always the goal. I need to get Blade Taval fired. It's revenge! Or something, I don't know. Okay. I am at the step. You know, I understand a lot of the equipment they brought down here, but why do they bring books? Like, why would you bring books into the afterlife? They don't have video games. This truly is hell. Hey, Ross. Azira's just chugging the nuggets. So, we've already had Castlevania. We've already had Resident Evil. What's the third one going to be? Given that it's some Eldritch Nightmare horror thing, I'm thinking Devil May Cry. Yeah, zero found barbecue sauce. That was the end of it. You know, not that I'm aware of, Rex. Oh, well, I'm waiting. Oh yeah, Zero's like fully AFK here. Oh god, third birthday. Do not remind me. How old is this armor? Do me a favor, Rex, real quick. Kick Zero and then queue for a trial, please. Let's at least use the time we have. I am later now. I literally checked a moment ago and I wasn't later. Sure.
Oh, it's going to be a long night. Whoa! Your end is near.
Wow. Wow, okay. Completely dropped the ball on that. Alright, no DPS.
Beg for mercy. all the sweeter.
Alright, everyone, beat up on Asahi. And never stop.
Darkness blooms the spider lily. From mortal husk, I rise anew. Suffused with night, I shall prevail. In moonlight's chill, shine petals veil. You under my heel! Grind you under my heel!
enjoy 7 commendations, dude. Good morning, Another Man the Dan. Hopefully your morning is going well. Five, apparently, Talia. I forgot too. I thought it was higher than 5. I almost died to that, and then I caught it in time. It's okay, I don't know this one at all, Talia. You're in good company.
My feast must not end. My feast must not be interrupted.
Okay. Man, his toes are very cocky.
Death brings me no peace. Such is my fate. My strength is without equal. Flames take you.
Okay.
My every breath is laced with magics.
Not that I'm aware of, Spartan.
I bind you. Few can wield such power as mine. Flames take you. This shouldn't kill you. Another fleeting diversion.
Always more killing to be done, and I'm always happy to oblige. Make it fun for me, eh? The first drops are all mated. I've had enough of you. Curse my time, God.
Disturbed once again. Die! I bind you! Entertain me, my darlings! Flames take you! Ice bind you! This shouldn't kill you!
This ain't a fight till the dying begins. I'll leave you bloody and battered.
the only death I disagree with in that whole run. Actually, I do not, Leander.
Flames take you!
So what happened is the meteor spell hit, and because this is FF14, I automatically assumed that when the spell hit, that was when the snapshot happened. So the moment that it hit, I went out around to you know, move to get out of the way, and then I died. Kind of like that. Well, okay. Pudding. You were trying to sabotage us. You were pulling a Rax. Wow, that is impressively creepy looking, considering it's just the basic, you know, Hume model with like 2 tiny changes. Impressive work, Laura. The memories of your tenacity were not embellished in the slightest. Do not be alarmed. A proper introduction shall set your mind at ease. No, you're Athena. And, like, horrifically evil. And trust me, I've met some evil ancients before. I am Athena, chief key warden of Pandemonium, wife to La Habrea, mother to Eric, and it is I who made Pandemonium anew in the underworld. In a manner of speaking, I am the source of all your recent troubles. And I'm the man who's going to kill you someday. I must say, I did not imagine I would meet you in this age. A slight miscalculation, but perhaps a fortunate one. For your deeds in the past have left quite an impression on me. I understand you have reason to be worried, but I assure you there's no need. I know not what La Habrea told you of me, but all I have done out of sincere scientific curiosity. That appetite yet remains even after my rebirth. Conflict is the furthest thing from my mind, and I ask you at least hear me out before brandishing your weapon. No, I'd rather just brandish my weapon. So you have no intention of halting your research? I had not endured this long journey to let my dream of godhood go unrealized. The souls of the ethereal sea and the man you call Claudian are indispensable to my work. Lady. I don't know how to put this to you, but even if you did become a god, it's not really going to save you from me. Worry not, for I treat all my tools with care, especially those with which I will grasp godhood. You are as stubborn as La Habre, I see. Though I speak in earnest, you refuse to hear the meaning of my words. Perhaps you would be better served by a different teacher. Luckily, you already possess the tools I require to make one for you. Yes, that crystal teems with memories. Memories of two souls you know quite well, La Habre and Eric. I shall stitch them into the fabric of two errant souls, that with their help you might come to see clearly. Where are we? Surely these two shall have much to tell you of me, and I would have you listen. Perhaps then you'll better understand me and my desire for godhood. Lady, you're not listening. There's another, but their soul has proven difficult to work with. However, with these memories, I may very well manage to weave together something presentable. You have a place in my plans. I do hope in time you'll come to realize cooperation is the best path forward. I'm gonna kill your face off. I have little understanding of where we are, yet somehow I am unsurprised to find you here. At present, I have more questions than answers. Perhaps you can help me address this inequity. Is there somewhere we can speak without fear of interruption? Sure. Hey, Thancred? You got a minute? Kinda urgent. Some hints I can glean from the surroundings, but I prefer you simply cut through this knot of questions. I don't know how long it's been, Laura, but it's good as ever to see your face. Would that it were under more conventional circumstances. Where are we? What events have led to this unexpected reunion? You're in the present, is what I'm going to call that. Ah, yes, I remember you telling us about the memory crystal. I think it contained our memories. There's a lot to take in, not least the fact that you hail from the future. I searched for you after a time, but could find no trace. Now I know why. Sorry. They're just cowering. Age has its share of surprises, if my memories are to be believed. The supposed world-ending foundation came upon us, yet here we are in a future where you, at least, exist. Oh, wouldn't that be awful? We're the only person in the future. Do we overcome the despair that befalls us? Do we find a way to live on? Yes. In simplicity. I may have killed despair. The person? No, the concept. Questions without simple answers, it seems. Let us take heart that life endured in some form, but as memories, we may never have the luxury of the larger picture. Regardless, now that it's come to pass, this future must be protected from Athena's scheming. Let this conviction guide our every action. I mean, considering what and how Dynamis works, Mr. Red, and considering the nature of the Despair Wave, which we defeated, arguably with friendship, which is even better. Agreed, but as memories give fleeting form, we are bereft of any physical or magical talents. We cannot aid Laura in battle. Nay, Athena meant for us to speak, nothing more. But though we may be tools, we need not be slaves to her whims. We will tear ourselves from her grasp and shatter her ambitions. Just wonder how she knew of our history with lore. Technicalities aside, my original statement holds true. We defeated the concept of despair. I stand by that. Likely she possessed some means by which to observe events within Pandemonium, either while they were occurring or after the fact. Regardless, her knowledge far exceeds our own, a shortcoming we must remedy at once. Oh yeah, the GCD and FF14 is something to get used to, is how I'm going to phrase that. It's very... Pax and I were actually talking about it just last night. It's very plotting. There's a very chikunk kind of beat to combat in this game. We would do well to learn more of the Pandemonium now dominating the landscape of souls. Lore's colleagues will doubtless prove to be of value in that respect. The TDR of MMOs. I like that. Guild Wars 2 is... And WoW is more, well, a first-person shooter. Why do our companions hesitate to approach? We may be unusual visitors, but time is the essence. Bring them here. Yes, Joseph. Come here, guys. They're just ancients from 12 millennia ago. Oh no, the whole game is structured around the plotting nature of FF14. I don't think changing it is actually a good idea. Ugh. I say that admitting freely that I prefer the gameplay of WoW, the combat of WoW to be more specific. I still think they shouldn't change FF14's. Although you may be a confluence of memory, it's an honor to meet the personages I've only read of in Laura's reports. As a researcher, this is beyond exciting, but I admit to no small measure of fear as well. What you mean? I can scarce stop my legs from shaking. We're powerless to do aught but speak. I see no reason why you should be afraid. It isn't my life I fear for, only fear we might not have the chance to ask you all the questions, now burning a hole in my mind. We stand before two of the ancients who hold priceless knowledge beyond the ken of any of our peers. What purpose does fear serve if not to be confronted and conquered? To that end, we shall share with you our records, and perhaps together we can find the thread which will lead us to safely out of this conundrum. Information shall be our most precious resource, for that is the only weapon we can wield in these forums. Our memories are at your complete disposal. We can start with Athena, whose thirst for discovery would see all life consumed. What is she, Sephiroth? Her desires haven't changed. Still, she seeks to transcend her mortal existence so she might unravel the mysteries of life. She would become a buffet. I mean, a god. A nebulous concept, but Athena has her own ideas of what divinity entails. In her mind, a god can create souls at will. Thus, she chose the underworld, or the ethereal sea as it's known in this age, as the staging ground for her final experiments. Here lies a practically bottomless well of ether. Even if it means stemming the flow of life itself, she intends to continue her work. She thinks of nothing else. We caught a glimpse of Athena as we came into this world. Her smile, her voice, they were just as I remember. Without even realizing it, I found myself feeling affection for her. Yeah, that's how those kind of people work. I've known people like that in real life. Don't look at me like I've gone mad. I'm not honest to join her side. I know the real, true Eric would never want that, but these emotions remain in memory, if nowhere else. Athena Roth. We shall remain here to compile what information we can. You must infiltrate Pandemonium and seek out Athena. I would ask that you leave the memory crystal with us. It may hold secrets which have yet to be unveiled. All that's left is to cross the menacing threshold. Shall we take a closer look? What, Queen Zeal, little Billy? Ah, Queen Zeal was a puppet and a victim. I have one question for you. Does the word Auracite mean aught to you? Auracite, well, yes. There's a few records of its existence. It mainly means it appearances the legend of Elis and the tales concerning the Asian in tales concerning an entity known as an Asian. This personage is associated with Blackor, a site known as the Heart of Sabak, a source of considerable power. I see, so time has not buried it. Debatable, Little Billy. Something we've debated for years and years. Even after the actual creators have come out and said, no, he wasn't a puppet of Genova. We talked about that during the lore run. From the outside, Pandemonium looks no different. Oh, we lost someone. No different than it does in the past. However, there's no guarantee the inside will be familiar. You would do well to secure the area near the entrance first. Once that's been cleared, La Habrea and I can approach, and we shall begin the exploration of the interior. The portal should convey you to Pandemonium's gates. I hardly need to tell you to keep your weapon at the ready. Yes, the big fat taco, Melkaiser. I knew you would come. Dun dun dun. Oh, sorry, I did it a little early. Okay, there we go. Dun dun dun. I never lost faith we would meet again. I told you as much, did I not? I understand you maybe is confused. I was too at first. You see, I am not the true Themis. I was made by Athena, molded from one of the many souls at her disposal. I'm only an illusion built from memory, no more real than La Habrea or Eric. Even so, I believe I have a grasp on the situation. This is the distant future. A future where Athena lives once more, although the means of her rebirth are yet beyond me. You are here to stop her. Have I the right of it so far? We did come interestingly close to wiping on that, Talia. I'm not trying to shame you. It's just that really was kind of pulling a Rax, wasn't it? I saw that, and if you were watching, and I don't blame you if you weren't paying attention to the millisecond thing there, but there was about a half a second of me just stalling, just straight up stalling like, oh god, as I realized, and I just started hitting every single cooldown. Now the good thing is I was playing an Astrologian, which not only I know pretty well, but the one thing Astrologian I personally think does better than every other healer is they have buttons for every situation. So I just kind of started going down the list, you know. Stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. Damn. I would be disappointed if you don't rise to her challenge. Yeah, no, it's exactly why Astrologian is so damn bloated. It has so many buttons. Although I am sorry to say I cannot aid you, my creator has tampered with my essence, and I am oddly inclined to act in her interests. I can do naught but offer you words of warning. We will fight, and it cannot be avoided. There's no need for pained expression. Remember, I'm but an illusion. Nothing worth shedding tears over. I would feel terrible if I had to kill Elidibus again. I know not what is in your mind, but I must stress once again, I cannot defy the urge to stand against you. Athena's hold over me is unyielding. Still, I would ask you to listen carefully to the advice I offer you now. Athena's prepared a new vessel to replace Eric so she may become God. By gathering the souls readily available in the Sea of Ether, she tempers her own essence. Wait, literally tempers, or like metaphorically? If the souls are faint and diffuse, she doubts whether they are sufficient for her goals, so she turned her gaze to you. But despite your thin ether, you laid Hephaestus low, and Athena would know the secret of your strength. I'm the PC. To that end, she's prepared an experiment for her observation. Fight for your life against Athena's creation, and in so doing, give her the knowledge she desires. I would probably prefer that, Leander. As is, well... What in God's name? Now we're playing FF13. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. This is straight up Devil May Cry. Look at that. I am not currently muted. No, I just double checked. Or, yeah, or Bayonetta. I mean, same difference. Sure, Omega Legion. Athena's made her move. We must find a way to reach her or all is lost. Orb. Sorry. We can do little but hope for lore success. Alright, let me grow my hair out really quick. Pandemonium, once a massive lifeless stone, now imbued with a soul. Athena's grown much since her death at La Habrea's hand. Although the souls she creates are imperfect, they act with absolute obedience. I know you shall cut your way through this monster, as you have so many others. Then you shall come before me. Do not hesitate to do what you must, for it is the only way to stop Athena. Okay. I need to look at her raid makeup really quick, though. Look at it. It's just, it really is. Alright, what do we got? That works. I mean, there are some very real similarities between Athena and Hojo. Near as I can tell, the biggest difference is Athena actually has an idea of what she's doing. God, even the music. Oh, he can't wait to get your cells under a microscope, Talia. Miria, Spartan. Also the goddess from Breath of Fire 2 and 1.
I am Pandemonium. From countless failures have I wrought miracles. Into soulless vessels I breathe life.
Okay. That does sound a lot like him, Dakota.
You will go.
I do appreciate the portrait, Rex.
Like a spider, I spin my web.
Sure if we're supposed to connect those or not, but I suppose we'll find out in a minute.
This prison offers no escape.
So, who ran over the edge? Out of curiosity.
I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena.
I just, as I was standing there trying to figure out what was going on, I just see someone going, ah. So apparently, this is pretty normal. This is one of the reasons why I like the dungeon journal concept. I was trying to guess. It was either connect the webs to the poles or don't connect the webs to the poles. Apparently it is don't connect the webs to the poles. I say apparently because, you know. I will have to take your word on that, Rax. I don't even remember them doing that off the top of my head.
You will go no further. Like a spider.
Towers are easy.
I spin my
I was just, you know, in a web.
This prison offers no escape.
Okay. Fortunately, I saw that last time.
I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena. Stay where you are.
I really like having 2 charges of that ability nowadays.
Webs like unto chains. A tangled morsel, awaiting death.
Okay. Ugh, that's gonna have to do.
All paths lead back to me.
Okay.
I offer a glimpse of Lady Athena's power.
So, for the record, that fears you in addition to everything else it does.
Stay where you are.
I didn't have any room, Zira, if you're wondering. It was a choice between putting it on the pole or putting it on players. I chose to put it on pole. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. No, no, you don't. God damn it!
Awaiting death.
Failed to keep Mr. Red out there. Catch up. Come on, game.
All paths lead back to me. These bars are unbreakable.
Oh, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna regret this. Okay. Not gonna question that. Not gonna question that either.
I am Pandemonium, and these cells are mine!
Nope.
Stay where you are.
Sure.
Bear yourselves to me.
I'm glad I brought my Astrologian for this fight. Imagine if I brought Black Mage. I don't even want to think about this on Savage. Well, the fight's plenty difficult. I will refrain from commenting on health. I will take G. I typed it too. I should be back here anyways. That's a 4? It's 4G! Oh my god, it makes so much sense. I mean, in my defense, I wasn't looking at the 1, 2, 3 over there, which would have given it away much more quickly. I was just looking at that, and it looks a lot like a G to me. Especially with the stylized font they use. But I will take 4. I was also AFK very briefly.
You will go no further. Like a spider, I spin my web. This prison offers no escape. I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena. Stay where you are. Wet like unto chains. A tangled morsel, awaiting death. All paths lead back to me. I offer a glimpse of Lady Athena's power! Stay where you are. A tangled morsel, awaiting death. All paths lead back to me. These bars are unbreakable. Pandemonium, and these cells are mine! Stay where you are. Bear yourselves to me. Your punishment shall be unending. Athena. For Mother. I'll give you special cells. Your soul screams! Wet like unto chains! These bars are unbreakable. Stay where you are. Wet like unto chains. All paths lead back to me. For Athena. For Mother. Your soul screams! Wet like unto chains! These bars are unbreakable. Stay where you are. Wet like unto chains. All paths lead back to me. For Athena. For Mother.
How long have I been muted? I've been talking like the entire raid. Whatever. Thank you very, very much, Dark Prince Rowan. No, I've been talking. I even responded when people said that I was not talking. That's funny. I must have hit it by accident early on and didn't notice it because I was concentrating on the fight. Dark Prince Revan. Thank you. Do you want all of those to go to that? In which case, I'm just going to do that. So that's Ratchet and Plank block. Which is... So what are the two other things you wanted to put that towards? And yeah, so I commented on this during the fight. I've never seen Tank Buster Towers before, but yeah, I assume that I'm just an idiot there. Actually, chat answered your question about crossover play, but yes, I did, in fact. But very simply, it's better than WoW, I think. I shouldn't say that. I assume it's better than WoW because Mr. Red is from Britain and Lunaruth is from, like, the Middle East. Yeah, they're all in the block, Dark Prince Revan. It's the Ratchet and Clay block. So, what else you got? Hey, there you go. Omega Legion's from Australia. Giga's from Hungary. So, and Zera's apparently also from Britain. To lay this out, I don't know exactly how it works in FF14, but in WoW, the way this works out is if you, if Mr. Red wanted to group with me in WoW, he would have to buy a new copy of the game in order to make a America's Group account. And then he could play on the America's Group. Which is obviously North America, South America, and a couple other random things. BTAS. Do you mind telling me what that acronym is? Yeah, WoW's regioning is just... What's really stupid is their sharding is excellent. There's like, God, 30, 40 actual individuals, or probably more than that, individual servers. When it comes to, like, say, the server group of the Americas. And it does not matter which one you're on. You can, if you're on any of them, you can group with me, you can see me, you can interact with me, we can trade, we can talk, we do all kinds of stuff. The only thing it prevents you from doing is joining a guild, but there's also cross-server guilds. So it's like... Huh? Anyways. That was a beautiful display as always. I stand enchanted by your grace in battle. No, Omega Legion. In all honesty, and this is funny, it's just artifact legacy problems that prevent that. So I say you have to buy a new copy of WoW. What it is you actually have to have a different account. And because it's a different account, obviously it doesn't have access to whatever you own, and therefore, functionally, you have to buy WoW again. It's not deliberate, really. It's just a game from 2004. Or is that? Hey, Wenlock. I hope the train ride goes smoothly for you. Pandemonium's final gate has been cast wide. I shall await your arrival beyond. Apologies for not coming sooner. This space is enveloped by some foul energy, and we couldn't risk venturing through before taking due precautions. Am I mistaken? Was that Themis? No more than you were. Honestly, I'm still kind of waking up too. I have not been getting a lot of sleep lately, and I'm not going to get any sleep during the lunch break either. Because I have work to do. I will reheat some stew and mashed potatoes. Then I am going to go start working on Heaven's Word. I'd have anticipated this. If she bore witness to past events within Pandemonium, Athena would have found Olympus impossible to overlook. Few possess such talent for magics, to say naught of the Emissary's discerning judgment. So she found his soul upon the tides of the sea and used his memories to craft a puppet that would serve her whims. Is what Themis said true? She imbued Pandemonium itself with a soul? To breathe life into that which should never live, Athena's research is fast approaching its culmination. Fortunately, with the information shared with us by your friends, we've made some strides toward figuring out how to stop her. A crystal called the Heart of Sabek, big fat tacos, might be the key. The researchers related a quick but thorough history of events leading to the present. The sundered of the star, the emergence of the Asians, the calamities they brought to bear on the realm. Tales under other circumstances would have considered childish fantasy if not for a name that rang true to La Habrea's memories. The Heart of Sabek. To you, the secret of the Ultima weapons might, not the least of which the spell known as Ultima, and a source of enduring mystery. We are told that a general from the Garlean Empire was gifted this aura sight by an Asian, and the ultimate weapon be perfected. The identity of the shadowy benefactor, however, remains a curious unknown. It doesn't matter. You seem a veritable trove of uncommon knowledge if there's aught you are withholding. Very well. At present, the Heart of Sabek itself is of greater moment. It is a creation of Athena's, made during her time with the words of La Habrea. This predates even Pandemonium's construction. She brought for us a crystal claimed to have chanced upon and saying it contained immense power. She dubbed it Auracite, studying it with a fervor unusual even for her. The eventual fruit of her efforts was a Stygian crystal unlike aught we'd ever seen, the Heart of Sabek. Did Athena encounter Ultima, the High Seraph, perchance? How's this say? We've done that raid series. An unexpectedly specific question. I gather the Heart of Sabek is not the only aura site in this era. Regardless, I know not of this High Seraph. Athena was never forthcoming as to how she found the crystal, though we seem to suspect it was not of our planet. Much later, we discovered the Auracite magnifies the desires of those who come into contact with it. It would do much to explain Athena's actions following her recovery of the crystal. Alas, this realization came too late. By the time I moved to seal the Auracite and its insidious influence away, Athena's plot had already been laid. So it became the Heart of Tacos, or Sabek. I took it from Athena's laboratory when I entered her life. The density of the ether within was unlike anything I observed. I knew its capacity for destruction, but further analysis proved impossible. I elected to safeguard it myself. It is possible Athena herself obscured the crystal's contents. Even were her memory stored within, I would have remained in ignorance. She included some mechanism by which to give these memories form, as she did with her own. She would be reborn. Ironic that I should have protected those very memories in the name of safeguarding the planet. Fate is loath to see mistakes go unpunished. Yeah, no kidding, Leander. Hopefully we'll never have to deal with Auracite again when Genova shows up. Made of Auracite. See you around, Dark Prince Riven. I have told you all I know of Athena and the many secrets she kept hidden from the world. If she indeed stored her memories within the heart of Savak, we must ask ourselves how they were awakened to this age. When was the crystal last sighted? During my fight with the ultimate weapon, in which you triumphed but failed to recover the heart. Yet according to your colleagues, there was another on the battlefield that day, an Ascian. And the same Ascian was struck down at a location known as the Etherochemical Research Facility. I've heard that name, and recently, the site of Professor Claudian's disappearance. Indeed, he was tracing an ethereal signature resembling that of the memory crystal in his possession. A signature that may well have belonged to the heart of Sabak, in which case it is no coincidence Athena's awakening followed. For what reason would he have to bring her back to life? Was his mind not his own? He had more questions without answers. Although Athena's essence is that of memory, her magics have not suffered for lack of physical body. As the world is now, it should not be possible, but she must have found a suitable vessel. Yeah, no, it's him. It's Claudian. She's inhabiting Claudian's body. If Elidibus is to be believed, she readies this vessel for godhood and is perilously close to success. It beggars belief. As you well know, you were the linchpin of her ambition. Yours was the only form that could contain the immense power Athena required, and has long since turned to dust. As pleasant as this discussion is, we require more information of her to unravel this mystery. You know who awaits you, Lord, Themis. I fear you won't find him so cooperative as we're accustomed. We know not how vast the space between these gates may be, but somewhere within lurks Athena and Elidibus unleashed at her side. This may be a simplistic theory, but hear me out. If Themis arose from his memory's attack, he'll be eager to see reason. We need only break the magics that bind him to regain our ally. When I had fallen under Hephaestus' influence, you didn't stop trying until I was freed. I ask you to do the same for Themis. Though none of us are real in the conventional sense, I feel it must be done. Themis would have never wished to be your enemy. Now that is an ironic sentence. While Eric's perspective is a sentimental one, Elidibus may possess privileged knowledge. To question him unimpeded by magics would be ideal. Agnes spoke free of her bonds in her final moment, suggesting Athena's hold weakens under the weight of combat. He must use... Yeah, no, I understand. I've played a JRPG before. Give me a Rax, I need to beat the sense into you. Remember, our very nature is fragile. Even if he inhabits a vessel with which to meet you in battle, I am certain it is not meant to endure. If left weakened too long, his ether may dissipate back into the sea. You had best act quickly. We've got to save Rax, everyone! We've got to save Rax! He won't stop playing a Dragoon! Listen, Rax, we've got you here because we care about you. Well, then we need to beat Sense into Giga. Yes, it did. Thank you, Ross, very much. 1 subs during cutscenes. I know. It's FF14. It's kind of impossible not to. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate you. If you know what you want to put that towards, please let me know. Yeah, no, exactly, Rex. I was actually asked recently, why I enjoy FF14 considering how heavy I am on the gameplay axis, and I said, very, very simply, bosses and classes. I think I even said that during the lore run. If I want to enjoy the gameplay of this game, I go find a raid or a dungeon. Well, hang on. Let's look this up. Ghost of Tsushima. Because it looks like that's a PS5 only. But let me double check that. And in addition to the obvious fact that I don't own a PS5, there's actually technical issues with streaming PS5 games. Solvable technical issues, but technical issues nonetheless. Here it is. Director's Cut came out in 2021 for PS4 and PS5. Wow. This game contains blood, except it has a paragraph saying that. A solid paragraph. There's blood in this game, yo. But I will allow it, Ross. You say that, Blade Javal, but I've given my opinion on that many times. In my opinion, the truly good FFs are the ones that have good gameplay. And it was before the Oblivion line, weirdly enough, Ross. Otherwise, I would sincerely consider saying no. That's a long game. Okay. Did anyone change anything? Looks like no. I suppose I can't argue that they have a focus on story. It's just, you know me, I always push back against the idea that gameplay is less important than story. And I will never, ever stop doing that pushback because I've been doing it for 40 years! Ah! Alright, I'm okay, I'm okay. Okay. Well, let's keep astrologing it on. That was an interesting quote, Rex. Another one you're referencing. I only have 2 classes left, Giga. I'm content to not do them in these raids. Yeah, Black Mage and Reaper.
I suppose I have Athena to thank for this incarnation. I have long considered how I might stand against you, I admit. In transformation, I present to you my truth. I am Elizabeth.
I mean, the last one was a pretty good fight, too, so... No, you're a woman, Linear. Still appreciate the actual portrait, Rax. No, I can't do it super deep voice. My voice just sounds weird if I try to go low.
Quivers in anticipation.
You know, it's really funny how many people are just have a hard-on in this expansion for fighting us. I mean, we started off with Xenos, but then we had the gods. Basically committed suicide by cop. As I say, this song is interesting.
Submit to the Emissary's judgment!
The balance must needs be maintained.
Will you be judged worthy to exist?
Hold on a second.
These magics are not for you to wield.
You really like that double tank buster thing I've noticed in Endwalker. It's an interesting approach. I actually already said this in the previous fight, but to repeat myself. In World of Warcraft, one of the ways they tried to encourage you to have more than one tank is they would have a mechanic. Hang on. They would have a mechanic designed to pretty much mandate
Or darkness consume.
having tank swaps, is what they call it. Tank swaps. If there's a boss that just does more and more damage, the more he hits you. The more he hits a single target, right?
You be judged worthy to exist.
So, you need two tanks, because otherwise the one tank eventually just gets overwhelmed. Having the two tank busters
Measure.
is an interesting way to do that. That's gonna hit me. Oh, maybe not. Shock, that didn't hit me. Strange. So thrown by that, almost got hit by that.
Power from beyond.
Okay.
I am the Emissary, and I shall never die.
You say that.
Now to take your measure.
Correct, Baron Thon. For fights I don't know, I just stay on the healer bar instead of trying to do DPS. I also have a personal grudge against the very idea of green DPS, but I'm not going to get into that. I have begrudgingly accepted that this game expects green to DPS.
Will you be judged worthy to exist?
Besides, look at my bar. Where would I fit Malefic? Well, actually, it depends on your build, Dahlia. But, yeah, healers can just heal and well. Especially on the harder content.
Will light embrace or darkness consume? For victory!
Yeah, as I've said before, my greatest concern with the healer DPS problem is the fact that it's awful. It's terrible gameplay. If I wanted to sit here mashing 1 and occasionally 2, then I would play EverQuest.
Warriors forged in my own image.
We actually had extensive discussions about this during the lore run.
you to read.
Power from beyond!
No, exactly, Leander. That is one of the easy solutions there. We're already at a point where there's no problem with tanks doing decent DPS, because the majority of their gameplay comes not from holding aggro, but from living. Why not make it so that the healers just do DPS and are designed like DPS classes? And those DPS abilities happen to heal.
For victory!
That's irritating. Sage drifted into that direction, but not as well as it honestly should have. We did. We had this exact same discussion 2 years ago, and the game still is unchanged, and everyone still yells at me for not DPSing. So first of all, screw you. But second of all, my points haven't really been addressed, so I will continue to not DPS. Besides, to be perfectly blunt, I'm a little busy right now.
Now to take your measure!
I say that, and then in that moment, people just stop taking damage.
Magics are not for you to read.
Will you be judged worthy to exist? Now to take your measure! For victory!
True. I am very curious if we are going to see the kind of healing overhaul I would admittedly like to see in this game. Because part of the problem is that you guys are not actually wrong. And that green DPS should be a thing because encounters are designed with those kind of additional bits of DPS in mind. So, we're doing less well because of the fact that I pretty much refuse to hit those buttons.
These magics are not for you to wield.
Agreed, Rex. I mean, goddamn, just look at frickin' Astrologian. I have a lot of buttons, and that's neat and all, but it's also a little bit ridiculous. I agree that Sage was a good first step. It's worth noting Sage is my favorite healing class, and I have a feeling that's not a coincidence.
Will light embrace or darkness consume?
Okay. That's not great. Let's see if I can stand still for 5 seconds. Nope! Try that again. Nope, again. I can't res you. I can't stand still for 5 seconds. You have to wait. Actually, I know what I can do. Mind, apparently I can't do that. Come on, get up! Ugh.
Shall never die.
true, Baron. I've noticed that. Great fight, by the way. Appropriate for the Emissary to be so light and dark focused. Yeah, no, I agree, Asmiristar. FF14's combat is already very combo heavy. It's one of the underpinnings of almost every job. So you get a buff. Or a debuff, more accurately. And if you probably didn't notice, but I was mousing over it each time just to check, although you can check the appearance. There's a little circle that shows up over your feet. And if I have light, I go in dark, and if I have dark, I go in light. The debuff itself, mouse over, told me which one to stand in, though. That was a great fight, though. The fog has lifted. I knew Athena's magic magnified the desires of their victims at the expense of all else, but never I guessed what desire of mine she could exploit. Since the moment we met, I've made plain my interest in you, my desire to understand your nature. I suppose that curiosity extended to how each of us would fare in a match of strength. Yeah, this is the second time I've beaten you. Both fights are great fights, so go figure. Free, and I am no longer needed. Don't look so crestfallen, my friend. These few moments of clarity are more than I could have asked for. I'm not sure which one to pick there. It's like Cecil in FF4 Living Earth. I lowered my head for a second, so he knows. And now that sounds like a joke, but I fully intend to give FF4 positives for its direction and cinematography. An extraordinary amount of information is conveyed with just a few sprites in that game. It's kind of shocking, actually. Frankly, I would say the only game that does a better job with using its limited animation scope than FF4 is FF6. And, let's be honest, FF6 had more sprites to work with. This warmth. Your ether. Yeah, I have a little bit. Not as much as you, but, you know. You've grasped the fraying strands of my being and tied them together with your own. Nevertheless, I fear I am on borrowed time. Good way to put that, Omega Legion. It's really quite astonishing that FF4 did as well as it did, considering what a monumental shift in design philosophy it was. Yeah, this is the convocation of the 14, or the 13, but whatever. I recognized it immediately. I can only hope that I can see you through the last of our battles. Until then, I will cherish every moment. I was actually just thinking about this. This isn't really closure for them. They're dead. They died, never meeting us again and never knowing us again. That particular thread just dangled until the end of their days. But this is closure for us, which is interesting. It falls upon me to judge Athena, who would disrupt our carefully maintained balance to fulfill her own desires. I swear I will not waver in this duty. And you notice how even though Athena is portrayed as, I will become a god, she's not a planetary threat, and I do appreciate that. This is pretty solidly a character piece. You know me. Yeah, no, yeah, I agree, Asmiristra. This is closure for the Ancients, And frankly, for us and our connections to all three of the big ones. We've already rather extensively had our closure with Emmett Silk. But now we're getting our closure with Elidibus and with La Habrea. Let us return to Eric and La Habrea. There's much I would share with you before we embark on our final descent. Oh, no kidding, Omega Legion. I've pointed this out before. A lot of early SNES games were, let's call it what it was, late NES games that happened to be on a different system. The four of us are together again. Though I may not have directly experienced our adventures, my memories will make our bonds as real as any other. If I'm gonna go deeps, I'll probably go Reaper, by the way. But I am role agnostic. I can do whatever here. I am comfortable doing Astrologian. I am quite good at it. Themis, it is good to see you. I know Laura would guide you to our side once again. I'm grateful you had the patience to tolerate my lapse in manners. Athena's hold on me is broken, and I pledge every moment of my remaining time to seeing that she answer for her deeds. Very good. To that end, I would have you share what you know of her plan. Of course, as I mentioned, Athena possessed a vessel that may serve the creation of a god. It is someone Lore knows well, a man by the name of Claudian.
Dun, 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 wah, 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 wah.
By a twist of fate, his body proved to be ideal for Athena's purpose. The creation of a person requires not just a body, soul, or memory, but rather all three. We are made of memories of our ancient counterparts, etched on drifting souls and given form through infusion of either. We lack a physical body, but you see us and feel us all the same. Athena's different. She carved her memories into Claudian's soul. What is this, Kingdom Hearts? While it was still within his body, this made her both her own, but she is prone to error. After the sundering, beings became more fragile in both body and soul, and this difference prevents Athena from realizing the full extent of her desires. So that's why she turned her sights towards Lore. His uncommon strength rivals even the mightiest of our age. Yes, Omega Legion. God, it was such a mess. By scrutinizing his feats in battle, Athena aims to deduce the secret of Lore's prowess and use it to fortify her own vessel. Only then will the culmination of her research be at hand. So, we're gonna kill Claudian? Okay. We need not hasten to the man's destruction. Athena can inscribe herself in another soul, but she cannot erase its will. If we awaken Claudian's spirit to the reality of his bondage, he might be compelled to wrest his body from Athena's clutches. Reminds me of Dragon Age Origins Doom Raider. I'm going to torture you until you accept a demon in you. Because they have to accept it. You can't force it. I just don't know why she closed Claudian. What makes him more suited than anyone else? Although I've never spoken to Claudian, I did witness an incident that may prove revelatory. When instructing the vessel to do her bidding, she called it by a familiar name, Eric. What? Why would she... it was as I thought. Yeah, no. Claudian is Eric's piece, reincarnation, whatever the word you want to use here is. Reformation. I like that. Themis, you may have just handed us the key to rescuing Claudia. What must we do? First and foremost, we must confront Athena. She must be made vulnerable as Elidibus was. Yet, our opponent stands on the verge of godhood. As we are now, she would unmake us in an instant. Lord, we have no choice but to place the burden of our fate and the fate of many more besides Skrill on your shoulders. I trust you have no objections. It is a burden I am used to carrying. I imagine so. Ever have we relied upon your skill at arms? We appreciate Lord's willingness to fling himself at the unknown. However, we've yet to hear how we will liberate Claudian. I have a plan. Do not trouble yourself over the details. Same goes for you, Lord. You must focus the entirety of your attention on Athena. She will not be easily bested even by one of your prowess. I don't know. The Pandemonium fight was kind of the worst one so far. Oh my god, Rax is right! Before we face Athena, I must know. If she never discovered the Arasite, had never fallen under its influence, would she have lived a normal life? Would she have been a mother to me? I've asked myself the same question. Question with no answer, I fear. I swear, if the Arasite really is the Genova/Lavos of this setting, because really think about how much has been influenced by the Arasite. Like if you really rewind a bit, it's not a small amount of things. It's not everything. Obviously, the end of days would have happened regardless. But still. Interesting thread for the future. Especially if Solution 9 is, you know... Anyways, let us put them out of our mind. There's something we must discuss, and I would do it as not as La Hebrea, but as father to his son. End sentence. No, the speculation is there, Serrani. I would not be surprised if Arasite is a thread we're going to carry forward, especially since they so overtly connected it to Ultima. And we know that Ultima and her Arasite were alien. They were from another planet, or another dimension. Probably another planet, given the setting. Do I think Genova cells would work on us? Maybe. Although, speaking of which, my final thought on the matter. Several people have pointed out that there have been no truly overt FF7 references in 14. It wouldn't surprise me if they were being strategic about that and saving it. And the fact that they didn't save that for FF7R1 means they're probably going to save that for FF7R3. Here you go. I'm ambivalent, Giga. I can be whatever you need me to be. No, I do, Von Falkenstein. I can be like, Wong, and just hate myself. But I don't hate myself that much. But it's good to know the options there. Okay, I'll be a sage. just for you. Wow, it actually turned my appearance correctly. Holy crap. I was told to be a sage. A Dark Knight, a Dragoon, a White Mage, an Astrologian, a Dancer, a Dark Knight, and me. Yeah, why do we have 3 healers? Or is Giga just not changed yet? Why not Black Mage? I don't know how to play Black Mage. And you do have to play Black Mage in a specific manner. Are we doing a 4 healer setup? No one will die. Sure, I'll be Reaper. I feel more comfortable with Reaper. Although I should double check if we're going to do Reaper, what the 90 stuff is. So this is where we get Communio, which, yeah, we have to do that. And I put that under... Yep, that's right. That's where it should be. You know what? Nah, I don't want to perform Mars. Okay, both Lemurs are changed. Harvest Moon is okay. And then I think that's it. All Arcane Service. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Reaper Man. I'm not super worried about it, but let's see what we got. Yep, the Garlean botanist. Cameo from outside of FF would I want in FF14 that isn't already there? Mateus. I want them to really delve into Mateus and bring him back and have him just be this absolute monster of a mage. The other one would be Chrono Trigger, but that's come and gone. We had our opportunity for Chrono Trigger.
You have done well to reach the seat of godhood. Now, bear your souls to me.
I wouldn't have had the voice direction like that, personally. Someone like that needs to have a nice, empty, vacuous voice. As if she's not even paying attention. Yeah, exactly, Talia. What in the world? What is that circle? Who is that? Doom Rider. What is that circle? Also, Mr. Red, your portrait wasn't there.
Show me your all, that I might become Come, divinity manifest! You cannot escape my eternal gaze. From nothing, I mold life. You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Read that. Can I zoom the camera out a bit more, game? It's gonna make me stare at the boss's ass.
These chains are forged from the fabric of creation.
I'm just gonna stand here for a minute. Yeah. Just gonna stand there a second. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, I saw that.
I give voice.
Okay. Okay. That was interesting.
You cannot escape.
Did you see what happened there? I hit the dash forward while I was rushing over. And then the dash forward went off. After I had already run forward, turned to the boss, and proceeded to go back to DPSing.
This is but a glimpse of a god's strength. Behold such power as you will never wield.
Ironically, it's not nearly as high as it could be, or should be, Sub-Zero. that sounds familiar.
Such a singularly resolute soul. These chains are forged from the fabric of creation. Shine brilliant for me!
Okay. In the face. There was no getting away from that. Yeah, do we have the limit break? Giga? Limit break, Giga. If you haven't already. Giga? 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 Why haven't you limit breaked? What? Why did, what? Huh? It went, what? I don't understand anything that happened there. She did. No, she did. I heard the sound effect, and clearly the limit break bar emptied. What in the world? No, she did it. She did it. She doesn't get blamed there. The game gets the blame.
Show me your all, that I might become divinity manifest! You cannot escape my eternal gaze. From nothing, I mold life. You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Okay.
These chains are forged from the fabric of creation. Shine brilliant for me! I give voice!
Agreed. I do legitimately agree with you on that. It's one of my bigger complaints about this game. Probably like my fourth or so biggest complaint about this game. I feel so claustrophobic on so many raid fights. Including this one. Okay. I accept that. Not hitting that button this time.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Also, it's funny you say that, Melkaiser, because RTS and MMOs actually share a lot of encounter design DNA. At least the good ones do.
Behold such power as you will never wield!
Ugh. Screw it! Ah, screw it! Can I kill you, please? I've got a cooldown. I'd really like to use my cooldown. Please! Please! No! No! God damn it. And there it goes. I don't mind memorization as long as I can actually see the damn boss. The fact that I have to do this in order to actually see what the hell the memorization is admittedly irritates me. I'm not gonna lie about that. And this is not the only boss with that problem. We talked about that during the lore run too. Okay, so that one's gonna be an AoE here.
Shine brilliant for me!
I think this is what I want? Yeah.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze. Today, my theory shall be proven as fact.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And yes, I'm aware that I have yet to do a fully optimal burst phase. I'm honestly still trying to remember the exact patterning of it. You can make fun of me for that if you want to.
These chains are full.
And yeah, we all saw that coming, Ross. That's just how it is, unfortunately.
To silent vessels, I give voice.
Not-
Shine brilliant for me!
Ugh. Okay. Was not ready for that at all. Okay. Now do it, Giga. Thank you. Yeah, that, wow. That was an interesting reset. It's not hit anyone. There we go. okay, you saved us, Giga. You saved us all. Your sacrifice was not in vain. That was a legit recovery limit break 3. Take that what you will. I mean, that is something that's happened to me many times, Giga. What's the bet? Oh, wind up Athena. No, thank you. I'm good. Let her die and be forgotten. Congrats to whoever got it. Countless years I waited within that stifling crystal. Now when my dream is finally in my reach, you stand in my way. You're welcome. Your dream is not but selfish ambition. Its fulfillment would benefit only you. And why, Athena? At the end of this road to godhood, what did you hope to find? It matters not. The fact remains she worked against the interests of the planet. Even so, I would hear her answer. I would know why my mother cast us aside. I'm telling you, they're gonna do something with the aura site. And I'm down. The mask falls, that's funny. How unlike you, Eric. You were never so inquisitive before. Having struck upon a hypothesis, there is but one thing the wise woman desires. Irrefutable proof. My theory was that any true god would see us as we are, imperfect. She would hammer out our flaws and build something greater. Frankly, all the more evidence that there actually are no gods in this setting. To prove that this could not but benefit the planet... Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's really strangely structured. Let me try that again. To prove this could not but benefit the planet, I would give it the perfect stewards that it might shine brighter than any other. And you would destroy the lives already upon it. In that I am no different from our peers. Over the course of the aeons, how many creations have you wrought? Such creatures cannot but usher their inferior predecessors into oblivion. Even without our meddling, nature would take the self-same course. If the destination is same, is it somehow worse to arrive there by the guidance of a god? I think not. The Arasite made such thoughts irresistible, perhaps, but it cannot have created them from whole cloth. This is Athena's truth. Don't worry, we're gonna get some cutscenes after some voice acting after the lunch break, finally. What right do you have to pass judgment? You are only a vessel for my masterwork. Your purpose ends there. My only mistake was leaving you possessed of a soul. What are you saying? Poor Eric, always the last to arrive at the obvious conclusion. I gave birth to you for a single reason, that you might serve as my tool. And like any tool, I crafted you to suit my needs, that you might accept my essence when the time came. Of course, I also made you more amenable to my demands, and ensured you would feel a clawing affection for your dear mother. However, it seems my tinkering was insufficient. My very feelings were of your design? You created a boy, unable to grasp even the simplest magic, ever hopelessly clinging to his mother's robes, unable to do otherwise. I was doomed from the start. Yet here you are, standing in defiance of her design. You are more than what she made you. And you outlived her. Don't forget that part. I still feel the sting of it, but with pain comes clarity. You ill deserve to wear the mantle of a god. Above all else, a god needs compassion! Points if you get it. As stubborn as you are, witless. If this star will not be mine, then it serves no purpose. TOS is correct. Kirk, in fact. Where no man has gone before. She aims to obliterate the ethereal sea and stem the flow of life. Did we have to make this an end-of-the-world threat right at the last second? Before the battle, La Habre told me I was key to finishing this. Although I am but an illusion, my soul has crossed eons to find its home in another. One whose body Athena has seen fit to purloin as her own. Much of what I once was now resides in him. Should my memory seize this chance to follow suit, they may resound enough to wake his mind. But Athena inhabits him still. What will become of you? I do not exist. I don't know, but if I can rouse his soul, perhaps it will disrupt Athena's hold. It is the best chance we have. My whole life, others have looked down upon me, but I've never given up searching for my purpose, and now I have found it. The decision is yours to make, and yours alone. Do as you will, my son. I know you shall make me proud. Do not dare. No. Stop this. Your words hold sway over me no longer. My life is my own, and I have found my true family. Power wanes. The vessel rejects me. Get out. Twit. What's happening? Athena's magic should be impotent with no body to fuel them. Precisely, Athena was the sole force holding the space around Pandemonium together, and now it crumbles. Although little would change if we were buried here, we cannot let this be Lore's final resting place. I appreciate that. I have a whole expansion looking forward to. No, we can do worse than kill someone in this setting. Hell, we have the ability to cessate people in this setting. Of all my calculations, to think that you would be my undoing. That you would even be capable of defying me. Is there more you would say to me? Or have you decided to return to your dear mother's bosom? Have you brought Claudian back to me? Apologies, but I am only the dregs of your own memory. I can do naught but watch as the evil you've wrought collapses, burying you under its weight. How disappointing, truly, useless to the last. And who made me that way? Very Greek. Although Eric was not but a collection of memories, I know his absence pains you. But he acted with resolve, full aware of the potential consequences. Let us look back on this moment not with sorrow, but with pride. You both are the heroes of the day. Athena's ambitions would have swallowed the world had you not stemmed their advance. We shall stay here, both to look over Professor Claudian and to ensure that there are no further disturbances in the ethereal sea. You should rest. I will not take no for an answer. I'll never rest! I must work through the lunch break. Oh, sorry. I would say this one. The Athena from God of War was certainly a character, but this one is so much worse. It seems we can do naught but wait. I must kill Elidibus, and La Habrea, and Emmett Silk, and Giga Pudding. Perhaps we might discuss a matter which has been troubling me. Well, your colleague Nimgigi was enlightening us on historical events which led to this era. She let slip the name of one of the Asians, La Habrea. Although she knew of the figure only from her research, she was most insistent there was no evidence connecting the Asian to myself. Yet I am aware that this La Habrea used the heart of Sabak to sow chaos throughout your world, and I would be a fool to deny such strong connections between us. You are the only one who has met the Asian in question, so I would ask you directly, are he and I one of the same? Is my fate to work in the shadows and bring about untold destruction? What would you say? The answers are yes, no, or rather maybe, and none. That's so strange that it didn't give me a spelling error for first there. Thank you, Mr. Red. What's interesting is I'm not 100% certain. And yeah, La Habrea is dead. Twice. The original La Habrea died. And, I mean, yeah. Now, here's an interesting thing. There's a large number of people to which I would not answer this question to. But the La Habrea we've been seeing over the course of this particular story arc is someone who does not benefit from shying away from the truth. In fact, he himself caused a lot of these problems by ripping out the truth out of him. Remember that? So, to this construct, in honor of the original man, I will tell him the truth. For whatever little it matters. I see. If you say it is so, there's no reason to disbelieve it. These Asians, or Paragons, I'm told, were ruthless in their schemes to rejoin the Sundered Worlds. I've heard but a small number of their deeds, and I still find it difficult to comprehend the depths to which they were willing to sink. 12,000 years is a long time. To choose a path of evil, all for the sake of the planet. I admit 'tis a decision I would make under the right circumstances. Although ages may take their toll, my devotion to my duty will never waver. And if you remember, that was the trap Emissary fell into. There's a little moment that I rather enjoy. I don't think I called it out during the lore run. There's a moment in which we reveal the truth to Emissary, and he is insulted, livid at the very thought that he would abandon his duty. And that was the primary focus of his ire and his aggravation. And yet, that was exactly what happened. Not him abandoning his duty, but rather him adhering to it. He completely missed the point of what we were trying to tell him. It was that same adherence to duty that actually led to Emissary demanding that he carry that burden for the 12,000 years that he did. That led to the person who could barely even walk straight. I just point that out because that was ever and always one of the biggest failings of the Ancients as a whole. Oh, yeah, no, he knew we weren't lying. Paying no heed to what might be lost, I will treat the heart of Sabbac as a mere tool for my own ends. Never caring to look beyond the surface, I will unleash forces that I fail to truly comprehend, and remain blissfully ignorant of the hypocrisy all the while. Yeah, speaking of duty, Elidibus, the one we fought. Appears Claudian is awakened. Laura, I have some faint memories of what transpired. You stood against Athena and won. And you were there, and you were there, and you were there. Sorry. La Habrea. Eric's memories of you dwell within me still. Though unyielding discipline you hope to... Through unyielding discipline you hope to forge a son equal to yourself, but the crucible you placed him in left scars which were loath to heal. Yet you were motivated by Yet you were never motivated by selfishness. All you did was in service of your duty. At the least, I will hear no more. Though you possess his memories, you are not him. In rebirth, you have become someone else entirely, and you belong to this age. As such, I am your enemy, and an enemy does not deserve sympathy. That's an interesting sentence. Of course, I would never condone the actions of the Asian, but you are not him. You are La Habrea of the Convocation. You spared no effort in saving us from Athena's machinations, and for that you deserve the utmost praise and my personal thanks. If you insist on deceiving yourself, then so be it. My stance remains unchanged. The most difficult of your trials is behind you, but you may find that Pandemonium has yet to relinquish the last of its secrets. Among them is the identity of Hephaestus' liberator, who set the very first wheels in motion. There's but one place to find these answers: the past. However, I must insist you keep silent about Athena's fate. While I doubt it would change the decision I make, you should not tender us information we would not uncover ourselves. Former raids! Ah! Now that I've said my piece, I follow my son's footsteps. Goodbye, La Habrea. I'm glad they turned you into a character. These odious memories will fade to nothing, as was always their fate. Farewell. My time, too, draws near, but I believe I can stay long enough to see this matter through. You shall journey to the past to seek out the truth of La Habrea's words, yes? While Themis himself may have been there to see this encounter, I have the unique opportunity to hear your perspective on the matter, if you would share it with me. I look forward to it. I shall take in the ethereal sea one final time as I await your return. Yes, and it's already on the list, respectively. Correct, Ect. Our original playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima was before Oblivion. No, we're going to jump right to 6.2, In Search of Azdaj, right there. Yeah, apparently I have the wrong mount on my Reaper, but whatever. Variety is cool. We did 6.1 immediately after the run because it came out during the run. It's okay, we kind of have a more structured setup for this kind of thing nowadays. And now that we're caught up... now that we're caught up, future patches and future launches we can do essentially in a vacuum. So, for example, when War Within comes out, we'll be caught up on WoW, and when Dawntrail comes up, we will be caught up in FF14. So in both cases, we can just do boom, launch, and be good to go on that. We will have to have a couple of discussions on how you prefer to do that. Would you prefer to have the opportunity to go through, for example, Dawntrail without me? Or would you like us to do a stream and see if you can do it with me? There's benefits to both options there. You seem quite happy to be here. Yeah, it's nice to see you all. Lore. Truth be told, I thought you would have little reason to ever visit this place again. It seems I was wrong. I am looking for answers. neatly you obfuscate your motivations. Do as you will, then. He has gone through the trouble to visit us, so I hardly think curtness is in order. We braved Pandemonium together. Why not at least share with him our progress? I have relinquished control of Pandemonium to La Habrea. I was never meant to hold it for long, and now such authority resides in rightful hands. With La Habrea's help, we have poured through Athena's research into the Hemithioi. Thus, we were able to recover and restore Hegemony's behind in body. Yet there's still much work to be done. Damage to repair, keyboards to replace. The tasks are too many to count. But although the path may be long, our progress is steady. I believe we can safely say Pandemonium will soon function as it did before. Indeed. Before we reach that point, however, there are some matters which must be put to rest. One concerns Pandemonium itself, and another is a personal matter. Until they are settled, I cannot move forward. It shall not take long. Lack of resolve caused me to delay, but I have chosen my course. Concerns must be weighty indeed. Do you intend to share your burdens with us? If you would bear witness, then come. Your arrival at this very moment almost beggars belief, but I shall not ask you to leave. I simply ask you not to interfere, no matter what may happen. Stay here. This will be over soon. Why did you call me here, Master La Habrea? There's still much to be done if the warders are to be freed. You have served within Pandemonium since Athena's time, have you not? That makes you most senior keyword now that Augustus is gone. As such, you deserve to know a secret few others are privileged to hear, one concerning myself. Separating Hephaestus from myself required removing part of my soul. A necessary sacrifice, but one which came at no small cost to my natural talents. I am but a shadow of the man I was at the time of my appointment as La Habrea. I can never hope to wield the same magics that Hephaestus used to bind the worst minds, let alone break their shackles. That tone of defeat does not befit your voice, Master La Habrea. Do not give in to despair. Yeah! There is no despair, only truth. I do not confide in you to garner cheap sympathy. Hephaestus left behind fascinating research. His conclusion was that in order to transform a vessel into Hemithios, absolute control over the mind was essential. As you well know, the magics used to achieve such domination exploited strong emotions within their victims' hearts. In the case of Hesperos and Augustus, he had their respect for me. Upon slipping his bonds, Hephaestus took steps to throw Pandemonium into chaos. With their attention divided, keyword and warder alike were easy targets. But there was an act that came before. Regardless of Hephaestus' prowess, he could not have won freedom on his own. Duh. For long days and nights I pondered who might have released him. I can only conclude that Athena's plans were set into motion long ago, when she claimed the mind of one of her admirers. Hegemony. None would question your pride in your position, your devotion to Pandemonium. But you do not believe I am the one fit to lead it, do you? Your loyalty lies not with my vision for Pandemonium, but Athena's. Master La Habrea, whatever spurred the sudden accusation, I assure you there's a proper explanation. What are you doing, La Habrea? Do not approach! As I have already stated, even should I detect Athena's tinkering, I am currently powerless to dispel it. So I've come to a decision, one which was made with the best interests of the planet in mind. In order to build a better future, I require the strength I have lost. I must embrace these odious memories. Mark well this sight, engrave it on your very soul. You now bear witness to the true La Habrea. Easy choice, but it is done. Is she alive? Yes, and she shall remember this lesson well. Athena's puppet no longer, I see. She may harbor yet ill will towards me, but that is a risk I am willing to take. Our planet requires a steady hand to guide it, and now mine is equal to the task. I can no longer allow Pandemonium to divert my focus. Hegemony, I would ask you serve me anew. There is none more suited to overseeing the prison. None other who will take such pride in their duty. Athena let me betray you once before. Why would you allow me to keep the position of Key Ward? I require your talents, as I require Hephaestus's. The past is of no consequence. Very well. In honor of our fallen colleagues, I shall restore this institution to its former glory. La Habrea is himself once more. He wields his authority without hesitation and thinks not twice once his judgment is sounded. Yet he is different from Athena. He thinks only of the betterment of the planet. As long as duty guides his actions, he shall not share her fate. And should his conviction ever waver, the emissary will set him back on the proper course. Ignore the lighting bug there. Good. If this is the path he chooses to walk, I will walk with him. I'll allow our bond to fray no further. As his son, I will support him in the days ahead. I would not ask you to say the same, Laura. You and I stand on peaks separated by vast chasms. Our perspectives shall never align. Yeah, ain't that the truth? And never shall one give way to the other, for such is our nature. With that in mind, let us consider any depths between us void. Before you leave here, mark well these words. My resolve shall weather loss unfathomable and yield before no obstacle. Walk your path with the same conviction. Hephaestus and La Habrea were one the same when he was named as one of the convocation. This change poses no need for concern. All is as it should be. From this day forward, I will do what I can to aid Father. If not for you, my long slumbering demons may have gone unslain. I've never been forced to reconsider my true nature. But as I said, I do not consider this admission of debt. I believe you have other places to be. Remain here any longer and I may be inclined to place you in a cell next to one of our more Recalcitrant subjects. Yeah, I don't want to think about an Emmett Selk blasphemy. He already had plenty of despair. Oh my god. See you around, Doom Rider. Get some good rest. And thank you everyone for joining us for the rest of the Pandemonium series. We'll be done with this series at some point, I swear. I mean, it's okay. We definitely don't have at least one other epilogue waiting for us. Bare minimum. That we know of. Ah, you've returned. I would like to hear what you discovered, though I believe your friend does business first. Well, there you are, Lore. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed on all that happened while I was held prisoner. His story shone light on a number of questions that were niggling in my conscience, namely those concerning the ethereal signature emanating from Azizla. Doubtless its source was Athena, reaching out as far as she could from her prison, ever grasping for someone to take Eric's place, grasping for the body his soul resided in. I wanted to ask, when you first found the crystal, were you unable to hear the memories stored within? Indeed, it was only after research was well underway I could hearken to its whispers. Contact with the crystal should have awakened the memories, but the passage of time likely changed Eric's soul in subtle ways. Perhaps the resonance was a gradual process in this case. However, being attuned to Eric exposed you to Athena's voice as well. Doubtless the choice to venture forth into Azizla was not your own. It was Athena working through you. I do recall being strangely fixated on acting alone. I never would have encouraged such recklessness usually. Although the choice was not entirely my own, I am still ashamed of my actions. Reflection is how we plant the seeds of growth, although we must not blame ourselves for events out of our control. That the voice in the crystal belonged to the person from which your soul originated, well, not even the most brilliant researcher could come to that conclusion. Your reassurance means more than you know. Thank you. One final matter. Concerns the very crystal whose discovery set this adventure in motion. Perhaps sparked by recent events, a new light began to shine from within its depths. From my experience, this makes indicate a new memory has floated to the surface, eager to be observed. For some time, the question of why La Habre and Eric would leave such a crystal behind in the first place lingered in the back of my mind. With Eric's memories and such magical talents are at my disposal, I believe I can make this manifest for us to behold. Shall we witness it together? I should mention I've been giving inconsistent voice acting negatives to every expansion for the fact that what I call primary optional content is not voiced. I stand by that. I understand, really, better than most people do, how difficult and costly it is to get a bunch of people together from all different sources and get them voice acting a major project. Because I've done that many times. You'd think Square would be willing to put forth the expense and effort into that, although Blade to Vault is, of course, completely correct. I was talking about this just last night with a friend of mine as we were playing WoW. WoW's greatest strength, and I mean this with absolute sincerity, was that it was able to turn around the money it made into itself. But remember, it couldn't do that at first. It was Cataclysm when they were finally able to start turning the success of WoW into WoW. Like the extra funding, the extra profit was able to be turned back into the development of the game. Now, it's possible that has changed as of Endwalker. I haven't looked at Square Enix's books in a couple of years, but as of the lore run, the overwhelming majority of Square's, of FF14's profits are going into Square, not into FF14. And that is a crutch. It's the wrong word. That is a burden. God, there's actually a word I'm looking for here. I mean, albatross is correct, but there's actually, like, you play a fighting game and you adjust such and such to make your fighter worse as a blank in order to, if you're fighting someone who's just not as good as you, or if you want a higher challenge. Like, it's a detriment, handicap, that's the word I'm going for. It is such a handicap to FF14 that they have not been shoving more of the money that FF14 makes into FF14, my opinion. See, that's the wonderful thing, Linnea. I don't mean to say this in such a blunt way, but most senior executives have this mentality. This is true in all companies, not just the entertainment industry, where if something is a cash cow, rather than reinvesting into it, that's settled, that's done. We don't need to put any money there because it's already a cash cow. So it tends to get squeezed instead until it dies. I actually talked about this with regards to Star Trek, because in the Star Trek movies, when Star Trek II came out back in 1982, and that's how old this process is, it was considered standard policy to come out with, anytime a movie was successful, they would then make a sequel and a sequel and a sequel and a sequel, and they would lower the budget each time because they knew that the profits would be lower each time. So they wanted to squeeze that success as much as they could until it died. Star Trek II was then Star Trek II, which just completely blew the lid off of that plan. But that was the intent. That was standard policy in the 80s, in the early 80s. So, of course, Square. Yes, Wrath of Khan was that long ago, by the way. So, of course, Square is squeezing FF14. It has been for years. Now, again, my information is a little bit out of date at this point, by about 2 years. So it's entirely possible that they are finally reinvesting money back into it. Again, WoW got lucky. WoW was able to reinvest back into itself, but it didn't do it at launch. It took Vanilla, BC, and Wrath, functionally 3 expansions, before they finally were able to reinvest back into the game. But we'll see. I leave this memory for you, the future of our planet. The final days have come, and the creation magics we have so relied upon now hasten our downfall. But despair has not yet won out. La Habre and the others of the Convocation are working to stem the chaos which threatens to engulf our planet. Their plan requires great sacrifice. Elidibus, Themis, has already offered to give his life for our salvation. Yet there's another problem which must be dealt with. Pandemonium within are confined our most vicious creations. Even should we survive the final days, it will take time to restore order. If Pandemonium's cells were breached and their prisoners set upon the star, our hard-won peace would be obliterated in an instant. Someone must stay behind to ensure that that never happens. With Themis and La Habrea otherwise indisposed, that responsibility falls to me. And that is why I must defy the directive of the Convocation. My soul will not be offered to manifest the will of the planet, but instead consigned to eternal vigil. I know that in doing so the final days may take me. I may not live to see my duty upheld. That's That's why I've resolved to set this crystal adrift in the tides of the underworld. It contains memories of pandemonium from both my father and I, and shall bear this warning to the future, even if I cannot. I've imbued the crystal with magic that will attract it to my essence. Even should I journey through the underworld and be born anew, this message will reach me. Pandemonium shall not be left unattended. If all else fails, then perhaps another man like my dear friend will come along, one with an almost unnatural ability to pick up the scent of trouble. I wonder where he is now. How many souls has he saved, and how many beasts has he slain since we last met? Alongside my warning, this memory shall carry a wish. Lore, may we meet again. Now listen well. If anyone receives this message, you must come to Pandemonium. Please make haste. I repeat. Well, that dispels the last of my doubts. Thank you for humoring me. Now we come to this. It survived. Of course it did. Yeah. The heart of Savik. Reunion. Reunion! Sorry. God, throw it into the star. The tie that bound Athena's memories to my body, no doubt. When I regained my senses, I found it on my person. XIV didn't flop, it just didn't sell as well as it should have. Now it appears your efforts have left it bereft of memories. No trace remains of Athena. However, its power as Auracite yet remains, and yet may prove to be a valuable trove of knowledge in the hands of the right researcher. I feel that fate has left it with me for a reason. I shall take my leave, but on behalf of my colleagues, nay, the entire planet, I thank you both for putting an end to Athena's wickedness. Yeah, we literally have a spaceship. Can we go throw this thing into the sun?
I see. Then Hephaestus' story has been laid bare.
Suddenly.
As has the nature of our mysterious crystal. The questions which led us into Pandemonium are answered, and soon order shall be restored. I too can fade away, unburdened by regret. I could not have reached this point without you, friend. So many revelations. But there are more, if you would dig a little deeper. Elidibus's soul was plucked from the ethereal sea, and from it I was wrought. Surely you have a passing interest in what I remember, in what I feel. You deserve what answers I can provide. While my memories of Pandemonium are clear, all else is hazy at best. Perhaps Athena made me this way, or perhaps it is the result of who or what I was before. Still, I can recall vague figures, scenes from my future and your past. At the Crystal Tower's peak, we clash. And later, from that self-same spire, I send you forth into our age, into Elpis. Why do I decide on such a course? Formless as these images are, I cannot say. However, I can hazard a guess. Somewhere within my fragmented memories, I catch a glimpse of our journey into Pandemonium. A glimpse which shows not the path we took or the destination where it led us, yet by its very presence demands that you are required in Elpis. And even if that act is but one link in the chain of events which ends in Atheris' salvation, then this all has meaning. Our time together, every moment, is worthwhile, and I am unburdened by regret. That said, it is possible my motivations become something else entirely. That you would cross this vast expanse in the hopes of being reunited with your allies. A devotion that once would have baffled me. But after having been to the depths of that twisted prison and back, I think I can understand. Now, I have pulled back the curtain as far as I dare. The people of your age call this the Ethereal Sea, a name I quite enjoy, for it teems with life, each star a soul on its journey. And among these uncountable stars, it was yours that crossed my path. For that, I shall be forever grateful. I wish you well on your journey. A journey as long as your star is bright. A journey not bound by the confines of this world or any other.
Rains have ceased. I was to say, you're the last.
Fascinating. The truths that dwell at the edge of sleep. The course of history is set by its victors. It is immutable, and yet should this star continue upon its path, look, the light.
I am enemy Star Destroyer tracks, yeah. Welcome back, Laura. I hope you said farewell to Themis for me. Recent events have given me not only new focus for my research, but insight in my own origins. 'Tis a gift I could never hope to repay. As La Habrea said, I am not Eric, yet I bear a part of him inside me. I should do what I can to follow the traces he left behind in the present day. A spark has been struck in my mind, and I am ready to pursue research with the fervor the likes of which I have not had since my youth. Doubtless I shall have need of you in the days and moons ahead. When that time comes, I only hope you will once again lend me their sound counsel. Until then, farewell. Okay. Good night, Omega Legion. How to make being a final boss fun. Give us all kinds of tools to be mean with. Though we do not know the precise timing of the High Seraph's visit to the planet, we do know Athena somehow came into possession of a mysterious crystal said to be the source of the destructive magic known as Ultima. According to La Habrea, it was Athena who gave this crystal the name of Auracite, and from her tireless research was born the heart of Sabek. The big fat taco contained not only Athena's memories, but a concentration of either unlike anything we've observed. Even a small portion of it could level mountains. It did, in fact, level Castrum Meridianum not so long ago. Records of your previous encounter with La Habrea imply the heart was for a time in the hands of the Allegan Empire. Doubtless it was the Asian himself who gifted it to him, thus sowing the seeds of calamity. The Allegans made little progress towards penetrating its mysteries, but some scholars attribute the fact that they were able to use it at all to theoretical encounters between Alleg's researchers and the High Seraph. Regardless of its journey, however, we do know that the heart of Sabek returned to La Habrea's clutches soon after the fourth umbral calamity. The rest hardly bears going over again. Sorry, Rax. Tracing the legends of Auracite back to their source suggests the High Seraph may be the cause of countless tragedies, including our most recent one. Regardless of the Auracite's power, however, it was Athena's bottomless ambition that set the wheels of tragedy into motion. I found one of La Habrea's remarks most odd. While we were discussing Athena, he said he was a fool to think she could be confined. He didn't elaborate on the statement, but I think there's a possibility Pandemonium was built not as a prison for failed creations, but to contain his own wife. We already know he was well aware of the influence Auracite had on Athena. It is not beyond the realm of possibility that Pandemonium's true purpose was to keep her isolated from the other ancients. Even so, she had freedom enough to continue her research outside of La Habrea's purview. Perhaps it was his love for her that kept him from tightening his grip on her activities. That's a good question. Do they have anime size in FF7R2? Not very good. I'm gonna go break. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to break for. In addition to the fact that I want to get some work done, to be perfectly honest, I'm pretty tired, and I am very hungry. So, I'll see you guys after the break.